This is Captain Joe Kent with this week's GoBaja.com fishing report. Well, it looks like we're getting an early start to the winter fishing season. You may recall that our fall season didn't start until quite late this year. It wasn't until mid-November that the water temperatures got down into the mid-60s, which is an ideal range for the fall fishing. Now that we have all of these hard fronts coming through, it looks like we may be starting our winter fishing patterns sooner than later. Normally, our winter fishing doesn't start until the middle to late part of December and goes through February. We'll just have to see what the reports are like in the next few weeks to determine whether we're still in our fall patterns or if the winter has started. And the key is going to be the schooling of trout. If the trout are still schooling, that's typical of our fall fishing patterns. In the winter, and especially between the cold fronts, we find our trout in the shallow waters up around the shorelines. So we'll just see what the patterns are. If the trout are schooling out in the mid-bays, that's going to tell us one thing. If they're found along the shorelines, especially in larger sizes, it's going to tell us we're probably starting our winter fishing patterns. In any event, the trout action ought to be good. There's still some good action on flounder. As we expected, the flounder season is running further into the year than normally. Actually, the flounder run is running further into December than normal. I expect that to start slowing down here in the next week or so. Each one of these cold fronts that come through pushes another surge of flounder through the channels and out into the Gulf. So I don't think there's going to be that many left in the bays after another week or so. So what is fishing going to be like in the next week? Well, it's going to be dependent upon the weather. I've talked to a number of guides, and they say that between the cold fronts, the trout fishing has been outstanding, especially in 2 to 3 feet of water over shell. And this has been true all around East Bay, Lower Galveston Bay, and even Upper Galveston Bay. Flounder action continues around the ship channel, and then redfish action is doing fairly well just about everywhere. Scattered reds are coming in from the marshes and the back lakes, and also from around the jetties. So, I hope you get out and enjoy some of the fishing this week. And remember, the best time to go fishing is whenever you can. This is Captain Joe Kent, and we'll be back again next week.